depending on how much we want to talk.
Thank you.
Take it away, guys.
Thank you so much. Can you hear us okay?
Yes.
Hello.
Hello.
Mel's the talker of the group.
Faustino's the flute player of the group. I'm basically his agent, and that's why we're here. Faustino Fredericks is of Luiseño descent. Faustino and I been friends for maybe 15 years.
About 15.
And it's because he has the same name as my great-grandfather. Had he been called John, we probably wouldn't be here. But lucky for me, Faustino is a very talented individual. His real profession is, let me see if I get this right. You better say it. Aerophysicist?
Astrophysicist.
Astrophysicist. He works with secret projects, and I can't tell you what it is, but it has to do with lasers. But besides that, he's a real great guy and does silver work, and he's wearing some of his silver work here, and then as a bracelet. And he hasn't made any flutes, but he sure bought about 100 of them, you know, when he brought it here. So myself and Faustino have been keeping the tradition of the native flute playing going on at the San Luis Rey Bakery. It started with myself and Rob and Margie Anderson about 8 years ago. So it's the third Sunday from 1 to 3 at the San Luis Rey Bakery. So it's going to be this Sunday coming up. So if you get a chance to come on out there and listen to some more flute players and us, we'll be doing that. I'm Mel Vernon. I'm the captain of the San Luis Rey Band of Mission Indians, our local Luiseño group. We take our culture seriously and preserve cultural sites, and when they come into maybe being contacted by the new developers that are in developments that's happening here in the Oceanside area. And with that, I think we're going to start off with the first number, realizing that this will be an interactive performance, because I know that Faustino playing the flutes and where he's got them, and he can talk about each flute that he picks up if he can remember where he bought them from.
I have a good idea where most of them came from.
Well, grab one and see what it is.
Well, this will actually be the first flute I'll probably play tonight. It's made of multiple bird's eye maple burl and walnut burl, jet, mother of pearl, and some crushed turquoise inlay. Bought it out in Sedona. There's a maker out there, very excellent carver and flute maker. He carved the wolf effigy, also out of a burl. So I guess we're ready to start the first song.
I was going to say also, when people are playing the native flute, usually they're playing out of inspiration and what's happening at the moment. And it's very spiritual sounding, and if you relax and close your eyes, you might even fall asleep. The native flute, as it is also, I'll give you a warning, that was also an instrument that was used in courtship for the young Indian maidens. So we have no control over that. Yeah, so that's all I can say on that, huh?
Yeah, I guess we ought to try and get the first tune out of the way, and let's see where we're going. It's going to be kind of a lower tone, kind of smooth. Make it through the morning, have your first wine. I guess this is early evening. It's been go, go, go.
Wind down.
Yes, we can wind down, so we will start.
We added some delay on this flute to make it sound with more echo and repeat.
Smiling, because Mel was attempting to play the drum with the shaker, the rattle. He used a drumstick for that.
I might break it. some of the flutes are different keys. That one was probably a low G or something.
It's a D.
A low D. So some of these, because of the length of the flute, it tells you how where the tone is. The longer the flute, the deeper the tone. And it's also played, show them the holes. You got 6 holes here, and it's played chromatically. From here going up, except you got to keep that middle hole covered for some reason. And it's just chromatically like a harmonica. And it's a real simple instrument to play once you get started and control your breath.
Yes, and in learning, we do have the flute circle actually this Sunday, and everybody's welcome to come and use any of my flutes that I happen to bring. And we all start the same way, from working the finger scale up and then down. And then from there, you just start kind of mixing around, and that scary note that Mel was talking about, that opens up a whole new dimension of notes. So most people are going to start just keeping that one closed.
You have an interesting flute. It looks like, is that a star or a starfish? Or?
Yeah, actually it has some sea animals embedded into the flute. This is tiger maple. This is just an effect from the way that the gentleman who made it carved it.
Tiger maple.
Flute, and just some burling and some sea animals embedded throughout. Maker from the East Coast. Yeah, there's a lot of talented flute makers out there, and for whatever reason, a lot of flute makers do not like to play or perform. They play their flutes as they're making them, and that's usually the end of their playing. So this is actually a G. Since
this is actually a elderberry branch sliced in half. This is actually an instrument from the California native people here, and it's a clapper stick. A lot of the there's a group in Capistrano, a Hoshman called Tishmal Singers, and they use a lot of these clapper sticks singing some of the traditional songs. We have one right here, Ellen Sue. You could probably do a song with this.
Don't push you like Mel.
All right. Thank you.
That's a hard no.
Here's a song about Oceanside. So the local native flute that we had here was made out of some kind of a river cane, and it maybe had 3 or 4 holes in it, and it was not blown from the back. It was actually blown like a Coke bottle. You would use that as a flute, and that's a lot harder to play than some of these other ones. They still have that flute that's out there. Some of the Peruvian flutes and some other ones that are made like that. But these flutes are made when you have a hole in the end here, and on top you have a little fetish, and then actual has a chamber that goes through. There's 2 chambers, I think, that makes the whistle happen. So these are a lot easier than the other ones. But there are players that do that.
And this is where the artistry, because like I always like to tell people that the tree lived, it lived, and it's seen history. People have carved their initials on the tree, and the trees have stories to tell. And what I try to do is when that tree, I know a lot of makers recycle trees that have died. They don't want to kill the new trees. So what they do is they'll make them into a playable work of art. And I like to tell people that it's my job just to blow through it, and the wood from the tree has its own stories and secrets. And if you coach it right, it comes out and tells you what it's seen, heard, maybe even tell you a couple of good dance stories. But so I like to tell people it was a living entity and it has stories to tell. And as you'll see, most of our instruments up here were all made from things that have lived. The drums have animal skin and also tree. The gourds for the rattle were also living. The seeds in the rattle came from a pine. And as Mel was mentioning, the clapstick is also cut from an elderberry tree.
We have a rattle. The Luiseños have a rattle made from a turtle.
I have one of those rattles, but it was so quiet that I didn't bring it.
Okay, but
I did not bring a few things. I have a lot of stuff, so it was hard trying to decide what to bring. So I just keep loading it up.
you do have some stuff. There's a big jaguar or something that you brought one time at the flute circle. I don't know what it was.
I have several Mayan and Aztec style clay flutes, which I enjoyed playing too. But I wanted to kind of keep these to the wooden flutes, but even the clay comes from the earth. And we call it Mother Earth, and so it's lived, and when it's formed into a flute, it has stories to tell. So I just like to be the breath behind the stories.
Where'd you pick up this?
It's actually a medicine drum, and that I bought out in Santa Fe from the Taos Pueblo people.
There's a great ring to it. Well, I think you're getting a following, Faustino. It's time to make a CD.
It's all the flute. The songs come from the flute. That flute likes to play fast, high-pitched, bird-like.
This was a cannon.
I bring this one if the thing flies this way. I bat him back.
Mel gets out.
Mel was saying earlier, depending on the type of the flute, tell by the size of this one, it's going to be a lower tone.
Real.
Two things,
Low.
big and diameter.
Low.
How low can you go?
Low. Can you?
I actually do have flutes bigger than this, probably almost as tall as me.
You're just bragging now,
It's-
Faustino.
it's
You're
a-
just bragging.
It's a contra. They call it a
It didn't fit in the
contrabass.
car, it was so big.
It was a contrabass flute.
He has to put a red flag on the back, so when it hangs out the back, nobody runs into it. It's such a big flute.
And I'm going to bring it this Sunday just to
to
show
show
it to you.
And when he straps it to the roof, it plays G going down the freeway.
But it's a perfect G.
You're right.
So since Mel grabbed this one, this is going to be a nice earth grounding song. So let's see what it's got to say to us, and hope I breathe well enough for it.
good. I like that low flute. I think I want to play my little flute now and give the big flute a break. Do we have any questions? Thank you.
Where's your pepper tree? You're gonna play the pepper tree.
And we don't take requests. Well, we do take one request. We had a request for Johnny Cash before we started. Johnny's not here today, but he could be. He could be. He could be. Never say never. How many people like Johnny Cash? He might be here later. Yeah, I do play oldies as my other life. The band's called the Kings of La Jolla. We're playing tomorrow night at the pit stop from 6 to 8. 2 hours.
Put your plugs in.
One to get up and one to relax. It's 2 hours right there. We don't play Johnny Cash really. We play some Neil Diamond and some Elvis Presley songs. Some little slow songs. You Lost That Loving Feeling by the Righteous Brothers. We found Land of a Thousand Dances. That's Jim right there. When we play that song, Jim comes out like an automatic. Anyway, I don't want to. It's all happening tomorrow night. You didn't want to do the twist, we could do that. It's just fun, you know. This song might be a little short compared to Faustino. You gotta have some wind to do this. Fills it up.
I might add that this is an elk hide drum. There's the other drums that Mel's been playing are cattle hide, cow hide.
We got time for about 50 more songs, I guess. We're gonna have I think it's Los Paisanos, the band following us right now, coming up. Sounded pretty good. Lou Niles on DJ. Lou, how we doing on time? Do you have a...
That's an old trick. What time is it?
All right, we got time for 2 more songs. Make yourself comfortable. Oh, looks like Faustino grabbed the eagle flute. That's not made from a real eagle.
It is not. But this is basically a combination of 2 worlds. Carving, got some buffalo fur. But the gentleman who makes this is also a sculptor. So part of his sculpting, when he does his bronze sculpting, he sculpts an eagle head and a feather. And I invite you, when we're done, we're going to move the table out here. If you want to get a closer look at the flutes, come up and take a look, handle them.
Handle them?
Yes, you're allowed to handle them.
Wow.
I'll make sure they don't touch your flute.
No, I'm going to put mine away. Usually flute players don't let anybody touch their flutes.
But
I don't know. I don't know.
I like to share, and so
Wash your
to
hands,
me-
though. I mean, clean your hands. If you're going to touch a flute, clean your hands. No sticky fingers on flutes.
Yeah, no sticky fingers on the flutes. I have arrows in my car, so they travel fast. So this is a good sounding. This is actually an F sharp flute. Got some feathers. I've had him for a while, so he's a little bit beat up. But for the most part, he looks like he was when I first got him.
Where'd you buy him from?
Came from a gentleman up north from the Warm Springs Indian Reservation.
Warner Springs?
Warm Springs.
Oh, Warm Springs.
Warm Springs. And it is warm up there, parts of the year.
Okay.
So,
That's why they call it Warm Springs, I bet, huh?
well, it's a confederation of 3 Indian tribes.
Cold Springs, Warm Springs,
Hot Springs.
Hot Springs. Okay.
All right.
time for 2 more songs. This flute that Faustino just picked up is a drone flute. It has a drone sound. You still got it? Yeah, okay.
This is a harmony drone. There's different types of drones. This has got a scale on the left side. It's got a scale on the right side. Some drones only have a full complete scale over here. It's one of the flutes I decided not to bring. I bought this one, so. And this was made by Nash Talavera. He lives somewhere, let's say Oceanside. I'm not sure where Oceanside.
By the pier.
Could be. Let me the flute, the music really doesn't come from out of the hands here. It comes from out of here. This is where the sound is coming from. This is just some physics going out here. You cover all the hose, get a lower tone, you uncover them as you go up, it goes higher. But the sound's coming from here, so that's why I try to play here. We had a big pickup, just like that here. But otherwise it's right there, so that's why you see me doing this, so that the sound is nice.
not it. We need a drum here. All right, that's the song. It's called Hand Jive. How many people know how to hand jive here? All right, we're ready. I'm gonna cat named Way Out Willie. Got a cute little chick named a Rockin' Millie. They can walk, they can strut, they can Susie Q. Do that crazy hand jive too. Hand jive, hand jive, hand jive. Do that crazy hand jive. Talk to a lawyer, Indian chief. They all dig that crazy beat. Way Out Willie gave him all a treat when he did the hand jive on his feet. And wait a minute, nobody's doing the hand jive. What is this? Come on, get him out. Let's see some hand jive. Don't be bashful. Hand jive, hand jive, hand jive. Do that crazy hand jive. Hand jive, hand jive, hand jive. Do that crazy hand jive. Willie and Billy got married last fall. Had a little bit of honeymoon down in Hall. All the kids are busy, it's plain to see. When he did the hand jive on TV. Hand jive, hand jive, hand jive. Do that crazy hand jive. Hand jive, hand jive, hand jive. Do that crazy hand jive. All right, thank you. Thank you all. All right, come to the pit stop and we'll play the rest of it.
Ladies and gentlemen, you know about Spiritual Wind. I mean, come on, when was the last time you did that hand jive? We learned all about these instruments, and then we ended with this classic. Thank you, Mel and Faustino, so much for being here. I just wanted to remind you all that this is street level. We're so happy